Good evening. Today is Friday, March 28, 2025. And this is a special posting for your term paper and guideline for your for time guideline for to your term paper. Um, this I would also post an instruction for your term paper. So the instruction will be accompanied by this video. So if you want to read the instruction, you want to watch the video, you have two options to gain a solid understanding of what the expectations and the guidelines are for your term paper. So as you should also know, the term paper is in lieu of a mid-term. So there will not be a mid-term. This term paper or term project will substitute for your mid-term. So let me quickly walk you through the due date. The term paper will become available by 12:01 a.m. So you should be able to access your term paper by 12:01 a.m. Tuesday, April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. So your term paper will become accessible on Tuesday, April 1st by 12:01 a.m. If the class so decides, you guys can send me an email and let me know of a class decision if you want me to open the paper before Tuesday. I cannot ask you or require you to access school or class website on the weekends. That is left for you to practice how you want to budget your time to complete your activities for the class. So, but if you want me to make the term paper available by, say, this weekend, instead of waiting till Tuesday, as you know, there is no class on Monday. I'm open to that, but let me know your decision. But as it stands now, the term paper will become available in Brightspace by 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. And the submission due date for your term paper is no later than 11:59 p.m. Friday, April 11th, 2025. So you have to turn in your term paper by 11:59 p.m. Friday, April 11, 2025. There is no mechanism for a late submission. So now, as I mentioned, let's quickly go into some background on the term paper. And as I've mentioned in the two previous weeks, your term paper or term project, however you want to call it, is an integrative summary of 7 short papers or journal articles. You get to pick the 7 papers or journal articles that you want. But there are some guidelines and some standards that these papers must meet. The papers may be from academic literature or current news, on international trade issues and political economy policies from anywhere in the world. So you want to pick an article from New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, or you want to go to an academic journal. That is up to you, but it has to be a reputable publication. You want to go to my favorite magazine in the world, The Economist? That's also good too. Whatever you choose, I am not steering you one way or the other, but it must be from a credible publication and it must be on an issue. Each of the 7 articles must be on an issue that ranges from international trade issues and political economy policies. Given the tariffs and the counter tariffs, there is not a better rich and fertile environment to source these documents as they are today. So here are a few things. Let me mention that there are a number of things that this project will test you on. First among which is the ability to understand instructions and follow directions. Then, crucially, your writing ability. No AI. I will check and test for AI. So, reading, comprehension, writing in good grammar, and being able to follow directions. And here are the directions. Your term paper should be no longer than 10 pages. And I know some of you might be freaking out thinking, oh my God, I'm going to write a 10-page paper. It's not quite that. So listen up. First, let me point out again that there will be penalty imposed for not adhering to page limit. Don't write an 11-page paper. Don't write a 10.5-page paper. And don't write a 9.5-page paper either. You are required to summarize 7 journal articles or papers selected from the following topics. Trade policy, that's topic 1. Topic 2, economic analysis. Topic 3, economic historical analysis. Topic 4, trade conflicts. Topic 5, regional arrangements. Topic 6, international diplomacy. Topic 7, international political economy perspectives. You don't have to pick all of these 7. You could pick, for instance, 7 articles that are based on trade policies. And you could say, these are the 7 articles that I pick. They're based on trade policies, and I'm going to compare how trade policies can differ. So it doesn't mean that you have to pick from all of these 7 options. Just pick one or pick a few if that's depending on how you want to structure your paper. The important thing to note is that you don't have to pick all 7. So now, identify a narrow topic. Kindly note that if you select a broad topic, such as global political economy, you will be penalized, and heavily, and perhaps up to 30% of your grade. Every article you select and read must be at least 3 pages long. The articles that you select that you're going to analyze, each of them must be at least 3 pages long. Kindly note that if you select an article that is not at least 3 pages long, such an article will not count as one of your articles. And I will know if your article is at least 3 pages long because there will be a bibliography page on this term paper. And from that bibliography page, I should be able to access the papers that you've cited. And if I can't access them, then you're going to lose some points because there'll be no way to verify the quality of information that you use to write your paper. Now, here is the layout and structure of your term paper. And this is why I tell you you're not actually necessarily writing a 10-page paper, but the cumulative number of pages is going to be 10. Here's what I mean by that. Your term paper should begin with a title page, right? That's page number 1, the title page. Please include in the title page your name, the class, my name, the professor's name, semester, and the date. That's page number 1, right? Title page. The next page, page number 2, should be an integrative summary section that describes a common thread between your 7 selected articles and identifies or describes lessons learned or conclusions, your thesis. So in this page, which is your second page, it is your integrative summary page. This is where you say, the 7 articles that I selected include Mary Jumps Over Little Doe by John Doe. The second paper is Jane plus Jack by Jane plus Jack. And I selected these articles because each one of them illustrates, as an example, the different ways that countries can come to an agreement on international trade, should that be the topic you want to focus on. This is where you make the case for why you selected this paper and how they interrelate to each other and what cohesive narrative you're looking to present by analyzing each of these three papers. Each of these 7 papers, sorry. So, and this should be no more than 1 page and no less than 3/4 of a page. And this should be 12 font. Now, the next 7 pages should be a summary of each of the 7 papers. Your summary for each paper should be no more than 1 page, but at least 3/4 page. Let me repeat. Your summary for each of the 7 papers that you select must not be more than 1 page, but must be at least 3/4 of a page. Don't give me half a page. That won't cut it. So each of your 7 paper has 1 page. Once you do that, you have 7 pages. If you add the title page, you have 8 pages. If you add the integrated summary page, you have 9 pages. That means you have 1 more page to go. The next and the last page, which is your 10th page, is your annotated bibliography of the 7 papers, stating the following: the author or authors, should there be more than one, title of the article, and 3, where it is published. If there's a web link, there's a journal link, provide it. Now, I am agnostic whether you use an APA or MLA style to cite your 7 papers. But what I insist on is consistency. And I'm going to post examples of both, of each, whether MLA or APA. And you could do some digging too and find out for yourself. But you got to pick one and you got to be consistent. And your 7 papers should fit on your 10th page. And that is the entire paper. So you're not necessarily writing 10-page long paper. You are writing a cover page, a summary page, that's 2, then a page each to summarize each of the 7 articles that you selected, why you selected them, what they highlight, and why it's relevant to the broader topic that you shared in your summary page. And that's it. You're done. Submit it. And at the end of this, you would now, I guess, we will transition into your spring break. Realize, though, that the critical factor that this will be in addition to your regular weekly assessment. And your weekly assessment for next week is really light, just to compensate for the fact that you also have a paper that you're going to be working on. So this is hold on one second. So this is really your paper in a nutshell. So I wish everyone the best of luck. You have any challenges, reach out. It is really straightforward, and I'm aware you guys have a group chat, and that's a great thing. Remember, it is okay to exchange ideas with your classmates, but you cannot share the same paper, and the paper has to be original to you. So with that, I wish everyone good luck, and I'm rooting for each and every one of you. Thank you.